right? Talking about it. Where's the plan? We keep talking about plans, talking about strategies. Where is the plan? What are we doing?
Frank, candid, and straight to the point. This is The Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth and The Truth app.
It's decimating the black community. Yeah, because y'all don't eat right. So when you get sick because you don't eat right, because you're overweight, and nobody tells you because we don't want to hurt anybody's feelings because we live in a world now, if you hurt somebody's feelings, you might get arrested. Ridiculous. Idiotic. If you know you're not supposed to have certain things because you have diabetes, don't eat it. Oh, but it tastes so good. Okay. Tell that to your children and your grandchildren who won't see you because you decided to eat. Doesn't make any sense to me.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio in Milwaukee, here is Dr. Ken Harris.
I've got no headphones. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris, 833-212-1017. Before I get started, before I got to hear it, thank you. Yesterday was my birthday. Happy birthday to me. Let's move on. So if you call and you say happy birthday, I'm hanging up on you. I'm just kidding. I've had a lot of salutations and people saying happy birthday and all that. So I appreciate it. Thank you very much. All right. So, I wasn't talking. I was on assignment Friday and I was off. And I ain't said nothing since Thursday. But as I'm sitting here, a story comes over today at around 3 o'clock that said Governor Evers directs $2.2 million to Milwaukee for violence prevention. He's directing $2.2 million of American Rescue Plan, ARPA Act, American Rescue Plan Act, ARPA. Funds to the city of Milwaukee immediately to help the Milwaukee Police Department address crime. Every family and every kid deserves a safe community to live, work, play, all that other stuff. Violence is never the answer, blah, 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 blah. Paired with $100 million in investments we've made already, will give the city additional tools. They're going to hire civilian contractors to manage crime-fighting tools. Wow, okay. Which will allow the department to shift staffing resources to other pressing needs. The funding will help MPD purchase new equipment, including forensic workstations, night vision devices, air tanks, and a device that provides instant on-scene ballistic analysis until somebody complains about it and says that it's racist or something. And there you go. Okay. Chief Norman says every little bit helps. The funding will help pay officers for working overtime this summer. Help is coming, but yeah, it's going to be a challenge this summer, but I'm out there too, so I understand it's all hands on deck. The city plans to install a security fence that can be remotely raised and lowered downtown entertainment district on weekends during events. Mayor Cavalier Johnson said they aren't sure how the fence will work yet, but the hope is that it will curb reckless driving and create pedestrian-only zones. Kind of what they did with the entertainment district that was downtown, right? Code Red. So we're just going to make downtown safe for people who don't live in Milwaukee. And the people that live in Milwaukee, we're going to make it be troublesome for them to go. Then we're going to put up a fence. Didn't think about any of this before the Bucks were playing. Lives didn't matter before that. So let me see if I got this right. We already in April dropped about $20 million to Milwaukee County and the city of Milwaukee from ARPA to help lower all the backlog cases and police and prosecution and all that. Now we dropped $2.2 million to the police department, not to hire new bodies and new cops, but to help prevent violence through machinery. The Office of Violence Prevention has already got $8.4 million from the state of Wisconsin and got a $3 million allocation over 5 years from the city. Has anybody checked the violence rate in the city of Milwaukee, the crime rate in the city of Milwaukee? Has anybody ever looked at, we keep saying violence is not the answer, and if they've actually dropped more than $100 million in investments, what are you doing with the money? Are we just paying people salaries? I don't understand. So in the course of a year, we've spent well over 20 plus 2 plus 8, $33.5 million roughly, and have nothing to show for it. Well, I say, number one, let's give them a chance. Give them a chance to make sure that all these crime fighting tools are working, because we've been waiting 4 or 5 years and it hasn't worked all the time. All right. Number two, let's give them a chance to see if crime is reduced. Right? So when everybody starts screaming and crying that the police are picking kids up for curfew and writing them tickets, it's called broken windows theory. Broken windows theory basically says that if you take care of the little stuff, it'll never escalate to the big stuff. But wait a minute, New York did that, and they had a lawsuit, and they complained that they were stopping frisking people, and which point they applied it incorrectly, and so they shot themselves in the foot, much like we did here. But I digress. There's only one suggestion I have that we have to do in an era where no one seems to care about the city of Milwaukee. Bring some of those experts from the universities, from the state of Wisconsin, from the county. Bring them to the city and start helping out. Stop duplicating work when we have people at the state level that do the same thing you're trying to hire contractors to do. Manage crime fighting tools. Allow the city of Milwaukee to use what the state has and then undergird that. We've already got people working there doing it. But now we have to go through the hiring and the contracts and the vetting. It'll be 2024 by the time we do that. But then there's one more important thing we have to do more than anything. Make sure you check Milwaukee Police Chief Jeffrey Norman. Make sure you check the Common Council President. I believe it's Mr. Perez. And make sure you check the Mayor, Cavalier Johnson. And if you really want to find out whether or not they did their job, if you really want to know whether or not they're worth their weight in feathers, yeah, that's kind of light. It's only one thing you have to do. It's only one place you have to look. Do them the way we do everybody else. Every single time something is done, all you have to do is follow the money.